UFC Paris. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. I'm looking forward to talking about each of the matchups on this card after seeing the fighters on the scales. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure you share the video too. And also note, I'll be live for the entire card Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, early start. Make sure you guys tune into the Fight Companion. Looking forward to it. And I'm excited to talk about this card, but unfortunate weight miss before we get to the final breakdown. Saint Keita, hot prospect from Octagon, supposed to fight Patricio Pitbull, came in at 149 pounds. Womp, womp, womp. There's no fight for him. There's even rumors he's going to get cut from the UFC, which I don't agree with. I definitely don't think the UFC should be releasing him. I'm interested to see what he can do. Maybe they force him to take a fight up in weight. Maybe they got to get him linked up with a proper nutritionist. Claims it's the first time in his career he's ever missed weight. Disappointing, because I was really hyped for this Patricio Pitbull fight. I was questioning Keita's ground skills. Well, now I'm questioning his discipline on the diet and his weight cutting abilities, coming in at 149. He was on Twitter going back and forth with Patricio Pitbull a bit and said that like he was willing to give Patricio his entire purse and whatnot because Pitbull was kind of, doing little jabs at him, made like a little clip of the Black Panther with like a big belly, like he's got the full gut, essentially saying, my guy's fat, can't make no weight, and that's why we're not having this fight. Maybe they rebook it for UFC Rio. I don't know. I could see them moving on to something else, especially with Pitbull trying to make call-outs to guys like Arnold Allen. Who's to say that he doesn't get a fight like that? Hopefully Keita, not cut, but he might have to go up to 155. Sorry to disappoint to start things off with a bit of negative news, but it's all good. We still got some solid fights on the card. Let's get into the ladies' fight to start it off. Shauna Bannon versus Sam Hughes. All week, I've been picking the side of Sam Hughes. I feel like her wrestling game should be an efficient difference maker between the two of them. Sam Hughes is pretty physically strong. She does have good control from top. Even though she's not like a high caliber wrestler, her ability to force takedowns is there. Her ability to close the distance and control against the cage is there. And her striking's not bad either. Kickboxing game is solid. Cardio is real good. Sam Hughes is pretty battle tested in the UFC, has won 3 of her last 4 fights. And I have to favor the gritty Sam Hughes side to outwork Shauna Bannon in this spot. Now, to say some positives, Shauna Bannon does have good distance striking. She's pretty light on her feet. She's fast with her kicks, and she's got some solid straights. But I'd say some technical flaws to her game, like she'll throw these big blitzing barrages of straight shots with the chin up in the air and absolutely zero movement side to side. Her head don't really move much. Got dropped by Puja Tomar because she can be a little bit stiff and reckless closing the gap and trying to, engage and get into the pocket. But her striking, though I'm saying it's decent from range, she does kind of have a bit of a habit of forcing things into close range and kind of smothering her punches a bit. I think Sam Hughes is going to find counters. She's a lot more of a seasoned fighter. Don't be deceived by 10-6 pro record. Sam Hughes is quite a capable UFC veteran who's been an underdog in all of her UFC fights. This is the only time she's ever been a favorite. Now she's over a 3-1 favorite. I think she beats Shauna Bannon. Bannon's UFC wins, Puja Tomar, comeback win after getting dropped. Granted, nice submission from bottom. Right before that, the Elise Ardoyan fight could have gone either way. She lost to Bruna Brazil in her debut. I think Bannon is an overrated Irish woman. I'm telling you, man, it's still the remnants of the hype that McGregor had with some of these Irish fighters. I just don't think Shauna Bannon's all that good. And I think Sam Hughes takes it. Decision win makes the most sense here. I think she outworks her. Let's check the ladies out on the scales. Listen, people in the chat were saying Shauna Bannon's bad. And I was talking some shit saying she's bad at fighting, but she does look in really good shape here. And I got to respect the absolute bling, bling, blonde flow. She looks solid. All right. She looks kind of bad. I see what the people are saying, but I don't know, a little cheeky smile. I see her pub crawling post fighting. And after losing to Sam Hughes, I think no other way to get over it by getting down heavy with some Irish drank. Okay. And now we got the American Sam Hughes. This is what I'm talking about. She ain't doing no modeling post-fighting. They're not doing some reality show about gypsies or something like that with her. No. Sam Hughes, the wicked witch of the fucking Western Hemisphere, ready to throw down She looks good. Jacked as fuck. Look at the upper chest, man. She's got like male pectorals at the top. You can see the muscle tone on her, and that's years of putting in work. Sam Hughes can fight. Sam Hughes is a dog. Sam Hughes is scrappy, and she's a good underdog pick normally. In this spot, sitting as a favorite, I think she handles business. I like her chances a lot. I think she's going to have a big advantage in physicality and just overall like athleticism even. Like Shauna Bannon is quick, but she's not that strong, and she's not like crazy explosive and powerful. I'm going to bring up the face-offs. I'm just getting it put in the right position. Let's check it out. Sam Hughes, she looks, pretty intense with the stare down, seems confident. There's Shauna Bannon. There's like less, I guess the best way to say it is less masculine muscularity to the side of Shauna Bannon, more of a feminine petite frame, right? With that, it's quite attractive to the male eye, but in fist fighting, I rather got the brute. You know what I'm saying? Sam Hughes got some shoulders on her, got some traps, got some thick back and lats. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with Sam Hughes to outwork her. I think physicality is a factor. I think Sam Hughes should handle it. I think she takes it probably on the cards. I think Shauna Bannon's tough enough to survive 3 rounds, but she's going to lose. Looking at the betting lines for the fight, odds are 3-1. Kind of already mentioned the odds. I think that Sam Hughes pulls through. Feel pretty good about her winning here. Plus 250 for Bannon. Bannon's going to have made some solid improvements to go out and win. And I don't know, man. She's 31. Not that she's old. She's in her prime for sure. It's just she's not top flight. I think probably goes over 2.5 rounds. Minus 425. Hughes by decision. Minus 160. No betting lines are really catching my eye. Let's see if there's anything here. Fuck the spread. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not really feeling. Maybe like most takedowns for Sam Hughes or like over 1.5 takedowns for Sam Hughes. If there's something like that, maybe on Prize Picks, that seems likely. I'm going to say Sam Hughes to take it home by a decision. Should be in better shape, more well-rounded, and just more seasoned. I'm going with the seasoned fighter that's in good shape. I'm going with Sam Hughes. Next fight on the card, we got Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. Bane is a badass nickname, but in all honesty, of the Gustafsson, he is the real mauler, okay? Andreas Gustafsson is my pick to win this fight. He's a relentless pressure-based fighter who has some insane physical strength. Dude's strong as a fucking ox, like pound for pound, one of the strongest guys probably in the UFC, but especially like one of the strongest welterweights, bar none. Has a Greco-Roman wrestling background, and you can see it working in the way that he can push forward and control the hell out of guys inside of that clinch. Very willing to engage in back and forth fights, very willing to throw even caution to the wind and rip big punches in range. But the knack of his game is that smother, cage control, dirty boxing, landing takedowns, wearing opponents down, and then breaking them down and potentially finishing them in the later stages. Now, Fakhretdinov is undefeated in the UFC, and he does have, especially in the first 2 rounds, decent striking from distance, bit of like a sniper with striking from range at times, not like a slick kicker sniper, but solid straight punches, and does have a bit of pop in his hands. He's definitely a bit suspect in the cardio department. Round 3, he tends to get really sloppy, and he'll even throw like legit windmills at the end of fights. Now, I got to respect him for slugging till the final bell, but truth be told, it's anything but technical towards the end. I think that Fakhretdinov normally does have that wrestling / physicality edge on a fair amount of his opponents. But in this spot here, I see him getting like relentlessly pushed backwards by Andreas Gustafsson. I feel like Gustafsson's going to keep the pedal to the metal, keep the foot on the gas, and push a pace that Fakhretdinov struggles with. He had the Nicholas Dalby split decision win, and Dalby's a savage. I think Gustafsson, honestly, more of like a slightly better Dalby, maybe a little more relentless, a little crazier. And then last time, Carlos Leal, I thought Leal could have got that decision 10 months ago, but they scored it for Fakhretdinov. It was in the Middle East. It went towards the OV. Not too surprising. Had a draw with Elizio Zaleski nearly 2 years ago. I think Andreas Gustafsson's good to go in this matchup here. Beat Chaos Williams up real bad last time. It was honestly one of those performances that I was like, yeah, he's better than even what we saw in Contender Series. I feel like Gustafsson's a bit of a problem for these unranked welterweights. A guy that can push a pace like that, freakishly strong and good Greco-Roman wrestling, it's a hard matchup for Fakhretdinov. I think normally he has a bit of an edge in the wrestling slash physicality department against a lot of his opponents, or he's able to strike from range like guys that are more kickboxing based. But I feel like with the berserker style that Gustafsson has, I think that slowly but surely like wears the bar of gas down for Renat Fakhretdinov. And as the fight keeps on going, I just see him getting more and more tired. And I think Gustafsson's going to be able to outwork him over 3 rounds. I think Gustafsson definitely wins that 3rd round. And I think he can take a 1st or 2nd. Could see him getting touched a little bit in the 1st, but I'm going to say Gustafsson by unanimous decision is going to make the most sense to me. That's what like jumped out. I was like, Gustafsson, judges scorecards, I think that's good to go. So Gustafsson should be a good pick. I've been picking him all week for a reason, and I'm a Gustafsson fan. Let's check out Renat Fakhretdinov. Listen, guy's willing to take on all comers. Shit, he grappled against Craig Jones. Guy's in good shape. Fakhretdinov looks solid. Like, this is going to be a game Fakhretdinov. He's not a scrub by any sense of the word, but I don't think undefeated UFC record holds up after this Saturday. Then we got Gustafsson. He just looks like a damn psychopath. Dude's a monster. Crazy aura on the side of Gustafsson, too. Now, a lot of love between the two. Like, literally, there was a kiss at the weigh-ins between the two. Fakhretdinov kissed Gustafsson on the forehead. All right? These guys were getting intimate with one another at the motherfucking face-offs. Fakhretdinov, a tad bit taller. Both guys, solid shape, but you can see slight physicality edge on the side of Gustafsson. I think the truth of this fight comes down to if Gustafsson has a chin, which I predict that he does, and he can take a good shot from Fakhretdinov, I think his relentless style is going to overwhelm Renat and probably wear him down, break him down, slow him down, and beat him down. So I like Gustafsson's chances. Nothing but intimacy at the face-off. Not like it's changing my views on the fight or anything of that magnitude. Gustafsson is a slight favorite, sitting around -130, but at open, he was a big underdog, sitting at +250. So a complete flip of the lines now is a -131 favorite. +110 for the side of Renat Fakhretdinov on the opposite side. Gustafsson getting a lot of love, definitely building a cult following quick. I think he pulls through. Money line, definitely a live play. But it is a play you will sweat on, but know that he'll fight for your money. Over is -205. Let's see. What's the spreads? We have anything here? Fakhretdinov within 3.5 points for Gustafsson to dominate. Fuck. You know, a spread that I would like more would be Gustafsson to win within 3.5 points, which I think they tend to mix it up on fight odds. I think it's -220 if he's in within the 3.5 points, even on a loss, is what I'm saying. I think that's a solid play. Like, at worst, I think it's 29-28 loss for the side of Gustafsson. Though I'm picking him to get it done on the judges' scorecards. I think he outworks Renat Fakhretdinov. I see him getting his hand raised. And I really do believe he's a problem for these unranked guys. Really fun style. Guy that's willing to take damage and definitely fucking let some damage fly. And how can you not like the badass mentality? I'm going with the relentless mauler. I'm hearing rumors that he deadlifts like 720 pounds or 740 pounds, something crazy like that. And wouldn't surprise me. This guy's strong as a fucking ox. I'm going with the strength here. Next fight on the card, we got Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczek. I've been picking Brad Tavares to win all week, but really not crazy about the betting side of this fight, especially on a Tavares side. Tavares has the veteran savviness, right? He has a well-rounded game. Tavares he's a solid striker. You know, when I say solid, it means he's like, a step above decent. He's okay. He's not one of the better strikers in the, middleweight division, like top 15, but a capable kickboxing game, pretty smooth overall, got good clinch work, has some wrestling, definitely has wrestling defense. He's got the veteran savviness on his side. 16-10 in the UFC. I feel like you have to favor a guy that has a shitload of UFC experience against a 35-year-old prospect who's 0-1 in the octagon. Bryczek lost to Ihor Potieria. He made Potieria look like a fucking red-hot prospect in that fight. And now they give him an experienced vet like Brad Tavares. I just can't be sold on Bryczek. Like, Tavares last time, decision win against Gerald Meerschaert. He stopped all 8 of his takedowns. was able to win it on the cards. Doesn't really show a lot of power. Tavares isn't really a big power hitter. Fight before that, split decision loss to Iron Turtle. I mean, you got to respect him making it close against Iron Turtle. Iron Turtle's pretty good. Bryczek, he's got power for sure. He's got a good right hand. He loads up on his shots pretty well. Got decent punches in close range and definitely a solid pressure. But like, I just am not really feeling the side of Bryczek. I mean, I can't pick a guy that lost to Ihor Potieria. Could he find the punch and get a knockout? Maybe, because we've seen Tavares lose stupid fights. Like Bruno Silva knocks him out in the first round. Edmund Shabazian several years ago knocked him out in the first round. Like then he'll go distance with Yoel Romero and Israel Adesanya. So it doesn't necessarily make sense with Tavares. It never has. But I'm going to have faith in a well-rounded skill set and a guy with over 20 UFC fights. Big experience advantage at a high level as opposed to a 35-year-old prospect. I can't pick Bryczek. Though I think he's a decent striker, that loss to Potieria really put a stain in my fucking mouth of like, I can't pick him. He's going to have to prove something. If he goes out, knocks out Brad Tavares, maybe things change here because that would be a big win for him. But I'm going to stick with the side of Tavares to get the hand raised. I think this is a winnable fight. 0-1 in the UFC. Bryczek 35, losing to one of the worst guys at middleweight who's not even in the promotion anymore with Potieria. It just can't be a pick. But to be fair, Bryczek looks fucking jacked and shredded. He's definitely not coming into this fight to lose. The guy's putting in work, built like a fucking ox, man. Dude is powerful. Like the truth is, he's got a lot of knockout wins. And if he lands clean on the chin, he could knock out an aging Brad Tavares. But I am going to favor that veteran savviness of Brad. Now, Brad looks in pretty solid shape here, shredded up. Definitely he's taking this shit serious. It's not like Brad Tavares has like a foot out the door and he's thinking about other things. I mean, he's been fighting in the UFC forever and his mindset is straight savage fighting. So I'm going to say that the straight savage fighting mentality is the mentality that holds up here. It's just, I don't know, man. Tavares, I don't want to say it can be apprehensive because that's not the word. It's just sometimes Brad Tavares really does underwhelm me with the way that he performs in certain spots. That's the truth about Brad Tavares, man. To say it kindly, I'm not a Brad Tavares hater by any means, but I'm also not one of those guys singing the praises of Brad. You know, it's like he's found ways to pull through and there's good moments, but I just can't. I just can't. I just can't do it. I'm looking for the Brad Tavares face-off here. I might have to scroll through because we might not have it. I definitely saved it, but who the fuck knows? I'm looking at Ante, Delija, and Tybura. I got jokes to say on that one. Let's just look forward here. I think it's on the other page, but we'll scroll through. I would say, the face-off is not anything of major concern where you're like, yo, this face-off is going to change this fight for me. There it is. Tavares, Bryczek. Honestly, good intensity for both guys. Both guys look in great shape. Tavares don't look old, that's for sure. Tavares looks shredded up and ready to go. But I'm going to say that the side of Bryczek loses still. I'm going to pick Tavares. It's just betting-wise, I'd stay away. That's really where I'm going with it. I wouldn't bet on Brad Tavares. Looking at the odds, Tavares is a minus 210 favorite. Bryczek plus 180. Now, half of Tavares' losses are KO losses, so you could sell yourself on Bryczek by knockout. It's around plus 365 for Bryczek to go out there and get it done by KO. And you can look at Bryczek's resume. Dude's got 11 KO wins, 9 of which are in the first round. Was also on a win streak heading into the UFC, 5-fight KO streak, all first-round knockouts. So, like, there is an upside. If he lets his hands go and he catches Brad, we can see Brad's light shuts off. But I'm going to say that he's able to survive. I'm going to say Tavares on the decision, but I wouldn't bet on it. I definitely would stay away from the gambling side of Brad Tavares. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card. We got Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters, two of the tallest welterweights on the roster going down. I've been picking the side of Sam Patterson. If you guys follow the channel, I'm a Sam Patterson's witness, man. I picked him against Danny Barlow as my underdog lock, and he was plus 270. Now, he takes on another boxer stylist in Trey Waters. Doesn't seem to have the same stinging power of Danny Barlow, to be honest with you, but Trey Waters is okay. He's a weird case, though. You know, he's got decent punch combinations. He's got long reach. Granted, he's got an inch less reach than Sam Patterson, but 77-inch reach is still damn long. I just feel like with Trey Waters, you just can't rely on a guy like that. His win against Billy Goff was a razor thin decision. He beat Josh Quinlan, and Josh Quinlan is just not good. Sam Patterson is on a roll right now. 3-fight win streak in the UFC, 3 finishes, 2 submissions, 1 KO. He's shown he can do it all. I'd say he's a pretty well-refined prospect, good kickboxing game, solid punching ability, and I'd say deceptive knockout power, which he showcased against Danny Barlow, with really good ground skills. I feel like Sam Patterson's path to victory, really, get Trey Waters down, take his back, and choke him out. Like, I think Sam Patterson is substantially better at jiu-jitsu, substantially slicker when fights hit the mat. It's just, he does like to strike. I guess that, lost to, Ashmoos at lightweight. Of course, he was cutting way too much weight. That was very much a suboptimal circumstance. This guy was fighting at 155. It made no sense. But seeing him get chin there, it's always in the back of my mind. Like, what if a clean punch lands? What if he gets overzealous on the feet? What if he's falling in love with the hands after knocking out Danny Barlow and he just wants to turn into Sam Patterson, the knockout artist? If he really is trying to be the future and he thinks that Trey Waters ain't no truth, he's a straight lie, then I think Sam Patterson should use his MMA skills. Take it to the ground. Trey Waters is fucked if this fight hits the ground. On the feet, he could rip some punch combos together and he could land a shot. Not that Trey Waters is this thunderous knockout puncher, but he can definitely rip some punch combinations together. He's got decent boxing. But I'm going to say that the side of Sam Patterson by submission makes the most sense here. And I think it's highly likely to happen. And I'm going to predict that he gets it done probably within the first 2 rounds. If he wins by a KO, though, then the Sam Patterson power really continues to prove itself. But I just think on the ground, it's like a level jump between Patterson and Waters. Striking-wise, Waters could string some combos together. But I do think Patterson, pretty defensively sound in the stand-up. It's not like he's an idiot. Like, Sam Patterson is a high fight IQ stylist. I'm going to say he uses a good fight IQ to get a finish win. And I like Patterson inside of the distance here. Now, let's check out the scales. And let's see what these savages are looking like at the weigh-ins here. All right. There's Sam Patterson. He looks fucking shredded. The fact that this guy ever made 155 blows my mind. The dude is absolutely shredded to the gills at 170. I see why he got chinned really looking at it, because no way his body is comfortably down at 170 pounds, or excuse me, at 155. 170 is a proper weight class for him. Then we got Trey Waters on the other side. Listen, he looks decent on the scale. Not in as good a shape as Sam Patterson, but still shredded up, lean, one of the freakishly tall guys in this weight class. It does blow my mind that he's weighing in at fucking 170 at 6'5". That's crazy. But when you see them face off, he doesn't really look 6'5". He's probably more like 6'4". Maybe that's a bit of an over shoot for the height. And we see mismarked stats all the time. Him and Patterson are about the same height. And Patterson is going to have a 1-inch reach advantage. I think Patterson can win the fight. It's crazy the differential, though. Look at the heights of their shoulders, right? Sam Patterson's shoulder is like to the upper chest of Trey Waters. Sam Patterson got a long-ass neck. I think Sam Patterson's going to land good shots. I think Sam Patterson, if it's striking, he could catch Trey Waters too. But I think submission. I think he's going to choke his ass out. I see a sub, maybe a rear naked choke. Even potentially an arm triangle. I don't think Trey Waters is game at all when this fight hits the mat. And I think that Sam Patterson is a very capable MMA fighter. And I got him pulling through, getting it done. Looking at the odds for the fight, Sam Patterson is currently a -180 favorite, which isn't a bad tag at all. And I'll tell you, like, I feel my confidence has grown. I feel my confidence has risen in Sam throughout the week, especially seeing him look good at weigh-ins, especially seeing the face-off. Like, I think he should be good to go. Plus 155 for Waters. As long as Sam Patterson doesn't get reckless and caught with something stupid, I really think he's skill set-wise levels above. Fight ends inside distance, -250. I think it's pretty live. Patterson inside distance, I like at plus 105. Though I'm predicting he gets a sub, which is plus 190, inside distance at plus 105, just in case he decides to drop some hammers and get a knockout. KO is plus 500. It's just never a terrible idea when a guy has shown some power, you know? Anything else catch my eye with the odds here? Most significant strikes, Patterson minus 115, very likely. Most takedowns, very likely at minus 260. Over 36 and a half strikes. I say the worry with this over in strikes is going to be if it's a finish early, which is possible. The spread on Patterson plus 100. I mean, I do think he's live to finish. I think he could dominate, but I think inside distance, Patterson, very likely. I think he dominates the fight, very likely. I see Sam Patterson going out there and getting it done. Maybe the spread you're playing. Maybe you think he wins by, you know, more than 3.5. And if he gets a finish, still plus 100 versus plus 105, about the same. If for some reason, you know, Waters was able to survive. But I don't think he does. I think he's getting strangled. So official pick, Sam Patterson, submission, but is capable of a KO. That's really what I'm looking to point out to you guys. Next fight on the card. We have Kauê Fernandes versus Harry Hardwick. Short notice fill-in Harry Hardwick replacing Fares Ziam. Man, Harry Hardwick's a freaky looking motherfucker. He looks like a damn alien. I have said this about Hardwick. Fun style, for sure. Drunken, English, pub brawling, Nick Diaz vibes. That's what I get from Harry Hardwick. Now, all jokes aside, Kauê Fernandes is going to beat his ass. Kauê Fernandes is a legit kickboxer. He's got a karate-esque striking flow with the wide stance, a little bit bladed, has fast strikes, good rhythm, good range, good power too. Timing on his shots is nice. Defensively sound in the grappling department. I think he's got a good 3-round gas tank. I think he's going to be a lot quicker than Hardwick, and I think he's got more tools. Hardwick has good pressure punches. His style is not slick combinations with pressure, rip into the body then head. It's just bite down on the mouthpiece, dog style, close that gap, throw hard shots. He's good, right? Hardwick is good at like an entry UFC level, but I think Kauê is more towards a top 25 talent in the UFC lightweight division. And I just don't think Hardwick, especially stepping on a short notice and not in his natural weight class. You have to remember too, he's a 45er. Coming up fighting at 155. Now, a lot of people were like, oh, man, look at the height difference, though. Hardwick taller. You'll see in a second. That is not true. That's why I always say the stats tend to be bullshit. Kauê Fernandes' technical striking is a problem here. He can sting Hardwick up with multiple shots. Hardwick's going to look to pressure, but I think Kauê is going to be too slick. And it's not like Kauê's going to run from strike engagements. He will sit in and throw hard shots. He will be aggressive as well. And he'll land big punches and kicks. I think that you just have to favor the karate-esque striking flow, who's shown a versatile attack, comfortability in both stances, good calf kicks, with good straight shots, with some power. I just think slickness is a problem. And his ground defense is good too. Hardwick, definitely a pressure fighter. He's going to look to close the gap, box it up. He can mix the stances up too and rip on the inside. Grappling skills are okay. Doesn't blow me away. He's got, you know, all right wrestling, all right grappling, but not elite in either of those categories. More of a pressure striker with a lot of grit and fun to watch. But I think Kauê Fernandes is just simply put too skillful. And I'm going with skills that pay the bills, plus athleticism, plus size advantage. So let's check out the scales. We'll look at the face-offs in a second. But first, we'll see these two savages weighing in. All right. We got Hardwick. He looks like he's up to no good. That's the vibe that Hardwick has, man. He looks like he's up to no good. Kind of like, I don't know, like the bad guy from Toy Story. You know, the kid, what was his fucking name? Sid from Toy Story? He gives that energy. He looks devious, man. Devious Hardwick. And then on the opposite side, Kauê Fernandes. He just looks like a true representation of, like, you know, Brazilian martial artist. Calm, peaceful, very sweet hands here. Almost looks like he's working for like a church or something like that. Like I could see in a different life, Kauê Fernandes being a priest or something like that and living in some monastery in the Vatican. I don't know. That's just my thought process here. I don't know if you're feeling the same, right? He has a very softness to him, but when he fights, he's got some dog. Let's check out the face-offs. Let's check out the face-offs. You're going to see what I'm saying. Height difference, size difference. What are we talking about? Kauê's a lock in this fight. I cannot see Kauê losing to Harry Hardwick. They said 5'9" to 5'10", brother. Either Hardwick's 5'7" or Kauê's 5'11" and Hardwick's 5'9", or maybe Kauê's 6 foot. I don't understand. Tapology. At Tapology right now. What are we doing with these height stats? 5'9" versus 5'10"? Bro, what are we talking about? I'm going with Kauê Fernandes. He's a confident pick from me. I think he looked good at the face-offs, looked good on the scales, looks ready to win. And Hardwick, short notice fill-in. You got to respect it. Gonna get handled. Minus 200 for Kauê. Should be good to go. Plus 170 for Hardwick. Let's see here. Excuse me, man. My God, I forgot that we weren't just streaming. I'm letting it go. My apologies, chat. I'm having too much fun, man. So I'm letting loose and limber. Actually, I take the apology back. Enjoy the show as is. Raw, uncut savagery. Plus 175 Kauê decision. I lean decision, but you still have to respect 5 KO wins for Kauê. On the opposite side, Hardwick, he has been never finished as a pro. So I'm leaning decision. I'm going to say the chin holds up, but he is taking it on short notice. I'm excited as fuck for this matchup, man. I'm excited for Kauê. I was picking Fares Ziam against him. But in this spot here, I think it's honestly a best case scenario. Doesn't have to fight Ziam yet. Gets a little more UFC experience. Gets some more time to improve. I think Kauê handles in this spot. And he's fucking primed at 30 years old. Kauê's ready to go. 2-1 in the UFC. The loss is a split decision to Jacasey, who literally just would fucking stall and hold from top position. Jacasey, my God, that could be a whole nother video. One of the worst styles ever. Starts off as this explosive striker, turns into just the essence of crotch sniffer. But again, that's another video, and we'll save that for me ranting on a live stream or something like that. But Kauê Fernandes, to handle business, is the right side of history. It's my side of history. To be honest, it probably should be your side of history too. It's the winning side. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card. Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija 2. They run it back. Many years ago, Delija snapped his fucking leg against Marcin Tybura. And now they fight again. And we're going to find out everything. Now, I was, a little bit tossing and turning on Sunday's breakdown when I initially broke this down. But I'm telling you, I think Ante Delija can pull this out. I think Ante Delija can win. I'm picking Ante Delija because I think Marcin Tybura is towards that final phase, okay? The Mick Parkin win was uninspiring. I'm not fucking impressed, but I thought he lost. Mick Parkin took his ass down. I thought he lost, man. But it is what it is. Decision went his way. He showed guts and grit, and he looked solid late. So I can't just absolutely trash Tybura here. He's capable. He's been in the UFC forever. But I'm looking at Delia's style, and I'm like, okay, good pressure, good takedowns, good ground and pound, aggressive striking, good physicality. Ante Delija stylistically matches up well with Marcin. Marcin, he's a good jiu-jitsu specialist, solid on the ground for sure, but really has never had the gift of punching power. Very rarely are you like, yo, Tybura lands a big shot. Normally he's getting rocked on the feet. He's got a good chin, though, for sure. But you look like Johanate Janiz, right? Win against him. Janiz is low fight IQ. Janiz hurts him, and then Janiz plays around on the ground and gets fucked up. Mick Parkin could have got that decision. Lost to Spivak. To be fair, though, Spivak, nasty submission game, pulled off the armbar, and that was a rematch. Beat Tuivasa after getting hit with some big shots, and Tuivasa has a shit gas tank, and now he weighs over 400 pounds, Morbidly obese now. Tom Aspinall KO him in one shot. And listen, Ante Delija trains alongside Tom Aspinall. Ante Delija is in the room working with Tom. I look at that, and I'm like, positive. Trains with Mick Parkin. They got experience training for Marcin Tybura. And Delija fought him once before. It was a quick fight. Obviously got injured. I think Delija can win. I get it. You'll look, oh, he's only on a one-fight win streak. He lost to Moldavsky. Moldavsky caught him. Moldavsky's mobile. But if you look, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1 in his last 7. He won the 2022 PFL championship. Beat Denis Goltsov in 2021. I think that Ante Delija can thrive in this spot. Stylistically, it's a matchup I like for him. I'm not saying he's beating Curtis Blades or Jailton Almeida or Alexander Volkov or anything like that, or even fucking Derek Lewis. But Tybura's lack of punching power, it makes me think Delija can find a way to win with his pressure, with his combos. Not like he has slick punching combos, but with his blitzing flurries and his relentless attack. I'm going to say Ante Delija pulls through and finds a way to get his hand raised. I think that he gets it on the judges' scorecards in a competitive fight. And I do think he lands some takedowns in this spot. So I'm going Delija to get it done against Marcin Tybura. And you know what? I feel solid about it. Let's check out Delija on the scale. Looks in solid shape. Pretty much ready to go. He's 35. You sure he's not 45? Check the fucking birth certificate. Delija, he looks like a fucking ogre, in all honesty, bro. This is like the ogre championship. He looks like an ogre, but to be fair, we got the Polish ogre on the other side. Marcin Tybura is putting on body fat, though. I feel like Marcin Tybura looks fatter in his face than ever before. I thought it was just the angle on Moneyline on Monday, the graphic, or Wednesday, I should say. He looked chunky. His face looked fat. I said, yo, he looks like a fat bastard. Yo, Tybura's fattening it up, man. Tybura's eating good. That calorie surplus, though, maybe that's the secret to surviving in the latest stage of this game. But I think Ante Delija can go out and win this thing. I think he can pull it off. I'm saying Delija decision in a competitive fight. The face-off between the two, size is similar, about the same height. Delija supposedly a little taller. They're about the same fucking height, maybe half an inch. You can see Tybura and Delija, like muscle mass-wise, about the same. Say Tybura is a little bit fatter than him, but just a tad. I'm going to go with Ante Delija to win. I think a decision win, and he wants revenge. He's younger, too, 35 versus 39. I feel like Delija can pull this one off. I'm going to pick Ante Delija. Now, betting-wise, you know, plus 113 Tybura, minus 133 Delija at open. Let's see. It doesn't load. Okay, it doesn't load my open. Let's see. Plus 115 for Delija at open. He's now a slight favorite. Throughout the week, the odds have actually been about 50-50 here. So there has been some love on Delija, probably because Tybura looks like a fat bastard clone on the fucking scales. Over is plus 110. I think it's live to go over 2.5 rounds. Surprised that's plus money. I'm picking Delija. Obviously, money line best bet, but decision is not crazy at plus 325. KO is plus 175. Wow, I think he might get a KO. Delija most takedowns, plus 200. I'm going to say he's live for most takedowns. Delija most significant strikes, live for that. Delija over a takedown and a half, plus 175. I feel like he could hit takedowns, man. Delija spread, minus 225, within 3.5 points to lose. I'll say yes on that. Minus 225 for that. I like Ante Delija in this spot, guys. I see Delija pulling through. I think that he's a very capable fighter. And I think his UFC debut will go his way in competitive fashion. But he will get his hand raised. Delija, walk in trouble. Tybura is walking into it. Going with him. Gets the revenge. Next fight is our featured prelim of the night. We have Oumar Sy versus Brandison Ribeiro. I'm picking Oumar Sy, as majority of people are, for good reason. Brandison Ribeiro. The knockout of Bruno Lopez on Contender Series, man. Holy shit. Badass moment. Big underdog win. UFC career was a bit of a dud. Ming Yang Zhang, Magomed Gaziesulov, and then he got a split decision against Kyle Machado. Okay. And then he got a win against DR Nurgajai. And Nurgajai was a fucking prospect to watch. But then he turned out to really suck on the ground and literally offer about zero resistance in grappling. I mean, we saw Uran Sadi Baldiev just finish DR Nurgajai in the first round quicker than Brandison Ribeiro did. Or was it the second round? Shit, now I don't want to be wrong. I got to double check. But I know that Nurgajai fought out of a Kimura in that fight. No, it was in the first round. I knew it was in the first round. With the fucking Ezekiel choke from full guard. Brandison Ribeiro has solid jiu-jitsu, some power in his hands. And he's just a fucking journeyman, bro. He's a scrappy journeyman that has a bit of power and is tricky. He's got a freaky frame, 6'3", 81-inch reach. Well, Oumar Sy is an inch taller with 2 inches more reach. Far better athlete. Far more talented. Far more technically sound. Far more physically imposing. Wrestling edge for sure. Oumar Sy should be a fucking lock in this spot. I get it. It's like everybody's like, I'm fucking jumping ship. Fuck this guy. Alonzo Menafield. But now Ribeiro's going to get him? Fuck off. Come on. No. It's Oumar Sy to win. Oumar Sy probably finishes him. His takedowns are good. His ground and pound is good. His submission game is good. His boxing is all right. He's got a good jab. He's got some speed. Oumar Sy is capable. Maybe he's not the fucking French John Jones, but he's definitely good enough to beat a Brandison Ribeiro. He's not losing this fight. I think Oumar Sy live for a second or third round finish. He's definitely a safety first fighter, and he takes his time. So I could see Ribeiro lasting a bit longer. Last fight, Ribeiro got destroyed by Azamat Murzakanov, but Azamat's a fucking monstrous finisher with an awesome striking game, and he's a fast starter. Oumar Sy, take your time, bro. There's Oumar Sy on the scale. He looks good. Looks in shape. Looks ready to go. He's 29. He's got a lot of time to grow. Brandon Ribeiro, to be honest, Brandon Ribeiro got that aura, though. Brandon Ribeiro loses this fight, gets cut from the UFC. If I'm dirty boxing, I'm signing his ass. Him and dirty boxing's a vibe. Him and, BKFC's a vibe. Him in the UFC, I don't know how much longer he's got. He definitely has some aura, but it ain't about him looking like a badass. It's about what happens, bro. He's still got 8 losses as a pro. Sy's lost 1 fight, all right? He had 1 bad night. It's not time to jump ship. There's the intense stare down between the two. I'm going to say Oumar Sy. More crafty, more calculated, higher fight IQ, more technically sound, more efficient. Simply put, the better fighter. Oumar Sy pulls through. Come on. Sy is not losing this fight. Oumar Sy inside distance. Sy is a 5-1 favorite. I agree, though. He should be a big favorite. 5-1. Yeah, it sucks. I'm not like, 5-1. But fuck it. It is what it is. Brandon Ribeiro plus 375 as the underdog. Let's see. Over around and a half, minus 126. To be honest, over is not crazy with Oumar Sy. Does have a lot of early wins, but lately he's been safety first, man. That's interesting. 7 first-round wins, and then out of the first round, he's got the sub in round 2, and he's got 3 decisions. He likes to finish. He tapped Toko's quick. He looks so good on the run-up. I'm going to say Oumar Sy inside distance, all right? So if you're thinking about gambling on Oumar Sy, inside distance, minus 155, seems live. I think he's going to get a finish, and I think Oumar Sy dominates the fight. Let's see. Most significant, minus 350. Most takedowns, minus 1,200. The over on significant is risky because what if he just gets him out of there quick? The spread on Sy, minus 230. Yeah, I think he dominates. I don't see Brandon Ribeiro winning a round. So minus 230 spread on Sy is not crazy either. Oumar Sy to absolutely dominate this fight. And I'm going to say he gets it done, probably with ground and pound or submission. I think that Brandon Ribeiro is getting melted by Oumar Sy. I think Sy grows from the loss against Alonzo Menafield. It's 3 months ago. It could have just been an off night. I know you guys are going to say, you fucking making excuses, but it could have been an off night, man. Flies across the world. Like, he fought against Alonzo Menafield. It was UFC fight night in State Farm or in Atlanta, Georgia. Now he's at home in France. Like, this should be an optimal scenario for Oumar to thrive. So I'm going to pick him. Yeah, should be one-sided as hell. Next fight on the card brings us to our main card opener. If you guys are watching and enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We got William Gomis versus Robert Ruchała. I am picking the side of William Gomis to win. I'm going to tell it as it is. I am not impressed by Robert Ruchała. He better show me something different than I saw when he was fighting in KSW, because I see him as a fun brawler. I see him as a BKFC stylist. Mixes some punches up, closes the gap, throws hard shots, a little bit of the slanted forward shoulders, and he's fucking ripping bombs. And, he's definitely scrappy, and he's fun to watch fight in close range, and a guy that pushes the pace and is aggressive. But the other side, I got a guy in William Gomis who I know is technical, who I know is proficient in mixed martial arts, who has very high-level movement, who's in the big cage this time, too. We're not stuck at the apex. William Gomis should never accept fights at the apex because it negates 30% of his fucking game. Movement. Because he really is a runner. He's a runner. He's a track star. He is. He wants to dance. He wants to, stay on that bike and just pick at you. Teeps, straight shots, move. Stay slick. He's not going to sit in there and slugfist. He will in moments, but for the most part, he's on the bicycle. Ruchała's going to be chasing him down. I do not think Ruchała has a sophisticated enough MMA striking arsenal to successfully cut off the cage and surmount much damage, substantial damage. The way that Ruchała wins is he lands a big loading shot over the top, catches Gomis, and he slips into it. If Ruchała now is looking to wrestle, Gomis has pretty good hips. Gomis is pretty defensively sound against the cage. I get it. Hyder Ramil loss, Brito decision, could have went the other way. But Ruchała making a UFC debut, I'm just not sold on him at all right now. he's going to have to really prove something to me. I think Gomis is tactically more efficient, striking technically better. I think he's faster. I think he's got better straight shots. I just see him as a superior MMA fighter at this point. I'm going to go with the side of William Gomis to get the hand raised. And I think he's going to do it by a typical William Gomis decision. Nothing like William Gomis on the cards, man. Let's check out the scales here. William Gomis looks pretty solid on the scale. He's cheesing a bit. Looks ready to go. He seems excited, man. I think it's because he knows he's got a crazy footwork advantage on the opponent. He knows what he's looking at. A guy who's going to look to throw heat, set his feet versus a man who's going to slip and move. There's Ruchała on the other side. All right. There's Ruchała. I don't know what to say about him. Looks like a fucking convicted criminal. He actually looks like somebody. Oh, I don't know if it was a reality TV show about like prison inmates and it was a guy on death row from like fucking Ukraine or something, or if I'm just making that up in my mind. But he looks like it. I don't think he's Ukrainian actually. What ethnicity is he? Polish? Looks like he's coming out of a Polish prison cell up in here, ready for fucking violence. And then we got the face off between the two. Now, when you see it from this angle, though, if you just take away the arm tattoo, he looks like a 17-year-old kid. I think William Gomis styles on him. I'm not sold on Ruchała. He's an okay prospect, but he's a prospect. Unproven. William Gomis is ready. UFC experience is the best teacher. I'm going with the vet. Minus 260 Gomis, plus 220 Ruchała. Give me Gomis. Over 2.5 rounds. Minus 270. Gomis to win. Decision, minus 105. Kind of think, fuck the significant strikes. I mean, I could see over 48.5, but what if it's low output? And it worries me. Spread, Gomis. That's mismarked. That's a mismarked spread. The minus 3.5, that's not what it is. It would be for Gomis to win dominantly, minus 3.5, minus 110. Then the other side for Ruchała, 3.5 to make within the margin, minus 110 rather. Gomis to dominate is plus 100. Don't get twisted, man. Don't get overexcited. It's a mismark. I'm going to say that Gomis, tactical decision win. I'm going to say over 2.5 rounds at minus 270. I'm going to go with William Gomis on the judges' scorecards to do enough to beat Robert Ruchała by a judge's decision. But hey, I challenge Ruchała if he happens to see this video. Prove me wrong, bro. Go out there and slug. Make it a dog fight. I think Gomis is making it a point fight. I think he's going to win the point fight. I'm going with Gomis. Next fight on the card, we got Axel Sola versus Rhys McKee. I've been picking the side of Rhys McKee to get the win over Axel Sola. I feel like Sola is just simply put too unproven for me. Now, I get it. Rhys McKee's UFC record is shit. 1 win opposite 4 losses in the UFC. But coming off the win over Daniel Frunza, I think that's worth something. When I look at Rhys McKee, I see good straight punches. I see a good ability to slip and move. I see a danger threat from the side of Rhys McKee, but it's not like I'm saying Rhys McKee is on the rise up the ranks and it's like, yo, he's going to the top anytime soon. No. But I just don't know about Axel. Watching Axel, I mean, he's a southpaw that rips pretty good punches in range, a little bit of a scrappy boxer. Good dirty boxing. Definitely more of like a close range power hitter in the clinch with the elbows, the knees to the body. He is hittable. He tends to lack that head movement and is willing to engage and throw hard shots and does at times put himself at risk to walking into big shots. Now, on the other side, Rhys McKee is a pretty well-versed fighter. But like when I say well-versed, I'm not trying to tell you that he's great. But he's got solid straights. He's got good grappling. He's got decent size. He's a good size welterweight. He's got a solid gas tank. He's got good straight punches. He can move fairly well. I'm not saying that Rhys McKee is on fire as, a career rebirth or something, but unproven Axel Sola fighting out of France. Like, I get it. He's a hometown guy, but I think he's getting a blessing because he's a hometown guy. I'm going to go with Skeletor, Rhys McKee to pull through. I think he can get it by a decision. I think he can work for the 3 rounds. I think he pulls through in the spot. Let's find these guys on the scales. They actually might be on the next page. There's Rhys McKee on the scale. He's cheesing, man. He's excited. He should be excited. He's still in the UFC. Looks decent at the weigh-in. Looks like a typical Rhys McKee weigh-in, to be honest with you. Now, let's find our guy, Axel. There he is. He was right in front of our face. He actually looked pretty jacked. I respect what I see from Axel Sola. Looks like a well-respected Frenchman. Well-respected Frenchie. Let's get the face-off. Where is the face-off? The size advantage for Rhys McKee seems to be negated. Axel Sola looks taller than I expected, I will say. And he's fucking keeping the shirt on, so we can't even compare the frames side by side. I think Rhys McKee can win, but like definitely has a low aura. That's the truth about Rhys the Schnoz McKee. He's not aura farming or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I think that he should land some straights. I think Axel Sola is pretty hittable. I feel like he's so unproven. I'm going to go with Rhys McKee to pull through. I just don't know about Axel Sola as a prospect, but we'll see. McKee's a plus 110 underdog. At open, he was plus 160. Axel is minus 130 as a favorite in the spot. I'm going to favor the side of Schnoz McKee. Schnazator. Big Schnoz McKee plus 110 for the victory, baby. Let's go. I don't give a fuck about the props, but McKee decision plus 135 probably. Most significant McKee is plus 120. I think it's live. Let's see. Fucking significant strikes is too many, man. Probably 58. I don't know. What if not, though? Like it. I don't know, man. McKee, slight underdog. Money lineable dog. Should be able to find a way to win. I was impressed with the Daniel Frunzel victory. Caught him with a lot of big shots early. Dropped him multiple times. It got the doctor stoppage. And Axel Sola, I don't know if he's as powerful as Frunza. And he definitely doesn't have a lot of slickness. So I'm going to say Rhys McKee finds a way. Let's pick him. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we have Bolaji Oki versus Mason Jones. Really good matchup. I've been picking the side of Mason Jones to win against Bolaji Oki. And I know Bolaji Oki's got some scary punches. He's got big explosive combos. But in the UFC, he ain't knocked anybody out. At a high level, those hands have not been shown to be truth. All right. There's like stories about him chinning everybody. And, you know, we saw it on the damn Contender Series. But in the UFC, he ain't looked that powerful to me. A bit of sting in his punches. But, I mean, Timmy Kawamba split decision. Michael Aswell decision. 2 featherweights coming up on short notice. Pushing him. I don't see it. I mean, I guess, you know, he punched Chris Duncan in the face one time and then got choked out. Mason Jones, experienced at this point, second UFC run, coming off the win over Jeremy Stephens, where he was busted up. Jeremy Stephens thudded him up on the feet. Jeremy Stephens is a fucking boxer. Jeremy Stephens is doing professional bare knuckle fighting, okay? Jeremy Stephens got hands. Yes, Jeremy Stephens is going to outbox Mason Jones. But Mason Jones still made it a dogfight and had some moments and obviously won the fight using the fight IQ and engaging in wrestling, which is a smart strategy. And I think Bolaji Oki can be taken down. He's got good hips, though. He's athletic and explosive, but very reactive striking, but spazzy at times. You'll see Oki overthrow shots, throw almost too many shots at times. I think Jones can counter with pressure. I think he can get this fight to the ground. And I think he can use that advantage of experience and grappling. I really think that Mason Jones should go to the well with engaging in wrestling in this fight. I just think that's such a good strategy. If Mason Jones just sits in there and is slugging with Bolaji Oki, yeah, you're at risk of getting knocked the fuck out, especially because Mason Jones doesn't really have great head movement and he's not very slick at all. He's got okay hands, but yeah, Mason Jones' strike is not great. I think Mason Jones is okay. I'm not saying that he's on the rise up the ranks. Got a good 16-2 record. But I think stylistically, it's a matchup that he can pull off a victory in as long as he fights smart. Neutralizing the beast in Bolaji Oki. And I think that clinch work, takedowns, pressure from top, those are the money strategies. So the pick for me is going to be Mason Jones to win a decision. But I will say, you know, there's some about it. Like, I get the about it. I get it. But yeah, I'm going to go with Mason Jones. I think when there's a will, there's a way. With Mason Jones, he'll find a way. I'm going to pick him to win. Let's check out the scales. Let's check out the scales. Mason Jones. Here he is. Looks good. Looks real good. Mason Jones looks ready. Does look a little starstruck by the camera. And yeah, Borralho wins the Battle of Aura. Oki looks cold-blooded, man. There could only be one blonde savage on this card, okay? And the blonde savage is going to be the real Black Panther, Borralho, up in this spot. It ain't Keita, all right? Keita missing weight. Keita pulling out. He tried to rock the signature flow. To be honest, he looks just like Melvin Gillard. It's Borralho. He could thrive. He could take the hype of Keita from this. He's got the chance now. I'm going to say that Mason Jones can neutralize the explosive attack, but he better fight smart. If he just slugs fist, he's in trouble. I'm telling you. There's the face-off. I like the face-off. I'm going to go with Mason Jones. Mason Jones to win. Decision. Odds for the fight. Mason Jones is -135. Borralho plus 115. I like it. I like it. Let's see what else I'm looking at. Over 2.5 rounds, -170. Jones to win by decision, plus 155. It's decision or submission. Jones most takedowns, over 3.5. Fuck over 3.5. I'd rather just go most -6. That's nothing. Betting wise, I'm not crazy about saying throw down on Mason Jones, but I think he wins a decision. But Borralho is a very good athlete. He's very explosive and powerful, though he's a bit of a raw talent. I'm going to favor the side, Mason Jones on the cards. I'm going to say he wins. Mason Jones by decision is going to be my call. Next fight, Modestas Bukauskas feature fight versus Paul Craig. I've been picking the side of Modestas Bukauskas, and I'm a Modestas Bukauskas fan. I remember the early UFC run and what a shit sty that was versus now. The UFC comeback, the 3-fight win streak, putting it all together. Modestas is good. Trains alongside of Tom Aspinall. Capable defensive wrestling for sure. Pretty good boxing skill set as well. I would say Modestas definitely shown serious improvements over recent years. Now, Paul Craig is in like an opposite career trajectory, bro. I think I just botched it. Trajectory. A complete opposite one. Paul Craig is trending down. He's 1 win, 5 losses, 1 no contest across his last 7 fights. There is zero momentum in the Paul Craig tires, man. He's 37 years old, all right? Last win was against Muniz at middleweight 2 years ago. That was a close fight. It was a comeback win for Craig. Bukauskas, I think he's able to fight off Craig's takedown attempts, so I think Paul Craig's going to pull guard. Paul Craig from bottom position, I just don't see him summing up Modestas. I think Modestas is defensively sound in grappling. He's a good athlete too. Like he can do backflips and shit. I'm telling you, Modestas is underrated. His hands are pretty solid. He can rip some punch combinations together well. He's well-rounded in his MMA game, good everywhere. I think he can outpoint Paul Craig to a 3-round decision, or he could unload some good shots and end up knocking his ass out. So I'm going to favor the side of Modestas Bukauskas to unload some hands in this one, and I think he's going to get the victory. I'm leaning KO. I think he can catch Craig and put the lights out. But a Modestas decision won't blow my mind either. He definitely could win on the cards. I think Bukauskas has a well-versed game to win. I think Bukauskas gets a 4-fight win streak going and a shot into the rankings. I don't know if Bukauskas is going to become ranked, but I like Modestas Bukauskas. And I think him beating Paul Craig makes sense here. I like his chances of thudding him up with good shots, stopping the grappling attack, and having some success on the feet for sure. And maybe even a bit of ground and pound from Bukauskas. I don't know where Paul Craig's chin is at. One big shot from Bukauskas and Craig could end up going out. Like, Modestas has 10 KO wins. It's not like he lacks power. So the official prediction is KO from Modestas on my side. Let's check these guys out on the scales. We got Paul Craig staring down. Paul Craig ready to bring it. The Scottish Thunder. It's no wonder. It's over. And honestly, I wasn't overly impressed by Paul Craig's build in this spot. I think he's getting knocked the fuck out. I don't know. I feel like this is the signs of a man towards the final phase, whereas Bukauskas is fucking prime. Look at Bukauskas, shredded to the gills, man. Great shape. Bukauskas looks ready to go. Bukauskas looks damn ready. I'm going to say Modestas Bukauskas does work in this fight. I think Modestas Bukauskas pulls through in the spot. I'm going to say Modestas Bukauskas by KO makes a lot of sense. We'll pull up the face off and feel the energy. but I really think he's ready. He looked calm, cool, collected too. Paul Craig with the signature face paint, trying to stare into his soul and intimidate, but like Bukauskas just looks unaffected to me. I love the posture from Bukauskas. He's a lock, man. Bukauskas is going to look good. I think this is his breakthrough. I think he wins this fight. I think he probably gets a potential top 15 shake. I don't know how that's going to go, but consider me part of the Bukauskas fan club, and I'll be rooting for him up the ranks. Minus 350 for Modestas Bukauskas, plus 285 for the side of Paul Craig. Bukauskas KO is my official prediction. The line for that, minus 135. So he's expected to get a knockout. That's not great. Under 2.5 rounds is minus 225. I don't love that either. I think Bukauskas is more of like a safety 2-leg parlay. Bukauskas most significant strikes, minus 350. Yes. Bukauskas over 29.5. I mean, if it's an early KO, it won't be, but that could be live at minus 115. Bukauskas spread, minus 230. I agree with that. I think he dominates. I don't think Paul Craig even wins a round here. I think at worst, it's like a 30-27 Bukauskas. I think he's ready. I like this matchup for him. Paul Craig does not have the takedown threat. He's going to have to pull guard, and Bukauskas defensively sound. Modestas Bukauskas to go out there, get his hand raised, and look pretty good doing it is going to be my official call for this spot. I'm going with him, and I'm excited as hell to watch it. Let's go, Modestas Bukauskas. He's a lock. Co-main event of the evening. We have Benoit Saint-Denis versus Mauricio Ruffy. I am picking the side of Mauricio Ruffy to knock Benoit Saint-Denis out. Benoit Saint-Denis is very hittable down the center line. Comes in completely square, southpaw with no head movement. Zero. He doesn't move his head. He's defensively inept. Now, you can say, oh, it's because he's so tough. He's willing to absorb these shots. But that style of just relentless pressure, I mean, it gets you caught with a lot of shots. And Mauricio Ruffy has the God-given gift of nasty timing. Mauricio Ruffy is a very talented striker, comfortable out of both stances, good straight shots, good kicking skill sets, of course. But I think that with Ruffy, it's the kickboxing maestro style, the rhythm, the range, the ability to time the explosions. And Benoit Saint-Denis most likely is looking to press him against the cage and take his ass down. Benoit Saint-Denis is looking to force this fight to the mat because in a technical kickboxing fight, he gets picked apart. Saint-Denis is going to put the foot on the gas, and he's going to look to close the gap, and he's going to look to throw hard shots. On the other end, I think Mauricio Ruffy catches him with some good straights. I think he could catch him with a counter hook over the top, with a straight down the center. I think he can catch him even with some teeps to the body and kicks from the outside. I see BSD getting knocked out. Saint-Denis is that reckless pressure style that's so fun to watch. And obviously fighting at home in France, he's got the support of the crowd. But I think he's getting his light shut off. I think Ruffy's got solid timing on takedown defense. I think he's got sound defensive grappling. And I think he is capable of fighting off the clinch work attacks from Benoit Saint-Denis as well. And then he just has a level above striking game. Mauricio Ruffy's on fire right now. Mauricio Ruffy's surging up the ranks, man. And Benoit Saint-Denis wasn't really that impressive against Kyle Prepolek last time. I feel as though Mauricio Ruffy is going to do his thing in this spot. I'm going to say he gets a KO win. I'm going to say he lands good shots. I'm going to say he finds the counters, and I think he knocks Benoit Saint-Denis out. Probably I'm seeing first round. I think BSD is getting chinned. I think he's getting caught bad early. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to look to wrestle, and I think Ruffy can stop the onslaught, and I think Ruffy can open up some big punch and kick combinations and find a straight as BSD recklessly enters the pocket, and I think Ruffy's getting a violent KO. That's what I'm feeling here is a violent KO for Mauricio Ruffy. Let's check out the scales. Benoit Saint-Denis looking jack solid. He's got the tongue out. You know, he looks ready to go. He looks ready to go. He's ready for it. He looks ready. Fucking green monster up in here. But I think that he's fighting a guy that doesn't matter how ready you are. Okay. The technical prowess, the precision on the stand-up, the striking flow. Mauricio Ruffy is gifted, man. There's Mauricio Ruffy right next to him on the scale, looking shredded up, jacked and ready. He's got a real slickster frame. The way that he times his shots is special, man. The karate-esque style, there's remnants of a young Conor McGregor in his flair. And I think with that with that lightweight power, straights are coming through. I see him getting a knockout. I think we're going to see BSD chinned in the spot. I like the chances of Ruffy taking a W home. Let's see here. Let's see. The face-off. Intense face off. I don't know, man. When you squint, it's like, yo, is that Conor McGregor? Like, there is true remnants to Conor McGregor on the way that Mauricio Hoofy even postures. Now, is that intentional, or is he just built with a similar ability and physicality? You know what I'm saying? I think BSD is getting caught cold and flatlined. This is Mauricio Hoofy's time to shine, and I'm going to say he lives up to the expectations. Plus 135 for BSD as a dog, minus 155 for Hoofy. You know what that means? The odds have come down. Money is coming in on Benoit Saint-Denis. I think people are really overrating his ability to get this fight to the ground. Mauricio Hoofy's sound. Mauricio Hoofy trains with fighting nerds, man. It's a great gym. Mauricio Hoofy to find the kill shot is my prediction here. I'm going Mauricio Hoofy KO win as the official prediction for this co-main event. That's the right side of history, I believe. Let's reload the page so we can get this thing working here. Or just don't work for me, and I'll have to find it elsewhere. Let's see. KO for the side of Mauricio Hoofy currently sits at minus 115. Just bet the money line at minus 155 then. What the fuck? Under 1.5, I think, is probable as well. I think Hoofy catches him cold. Plus 143 for that. Hoofy first round KO. It's ballsy, but it is live at plus 325. Most significant strikes, Hoofy is minus 180. I'm going to say yes. Significant strikes could end up going under because it could be quick. And then Hoofy to dominate minus 145. I like Hoofy to get the KO. I like Hoofy money line. I mean, might as well go money line at minus 155 instead of playing the spread at minus 145. Fuck it. I'd rather just give up the 10 points. Hoofy to pull through. I think that people are on the wrong side. I think some folks are falling in love with BSD's relentless attack, but I wasn't impressed against Prepelec. I think he was toast against Yoel Alvarez, and he's definitely toast here against Mauricio Hoofy. So Hoofy to get it done in violent fashion is going to be my prediction. I got him handling business and getting a KOW. Let's go. Hoofy in the co-main. Now it's time for the main event of the evening. If you guys are watching and enjoying, make sure you all smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the show. Make sure you subscribe it up. It's Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. I am picking Imavov. I have all week, and not only am I picking it, I'm doubling down on it. Savage dog lock Nasruddin Imavov to beat Caio Borralho in this spot. I think he's got it. Nasruddin Imavov is, I would say, an incredibly efficient kickboxer. Very slick striking, very good timing on his punches with nice strike combinations, good lateral movement, good teeps to the body, good kicks from the outside. And he has some power for sure, too. And I feel like Nasruddin Imavov can box up Caio Borralho. I consider Imavov one of the better boxers in the UFC middleweight division for sure. He has legit hands, and he can rip fast combinations together at a rate that I don't think Borralho can necessarily match. Now, Caio Borralho is a very good athlete. He's a capable striker as well. And you know what? Caio Borralho needs some respect to his name, fighting out of that karate-esque stance with the southpaw stance too. He's smooth on the feet with good punching ability, but I see him as too hittable. That's the ultimate key for Imavov, is the fact that Borralho absorbs shots, man. And I think Nasruddin Imavov is going to thud him up with a good amount of punches throughout this fight. Make some visible damage on the face, right? Score points, win rounds. He could knock Caio Borralho out. I could see Imavov landing a well-timed straight shot that rocks Borralho, and then he ends up finishing him. And an underrated element of Imavov is his physicality. Very physically strong and capable in grappling. A lot of people like to say, Imavov can't wrestle for shit. Look what Brendan Allen did. Okay, ended up in side control, then failed every other takedown in round 2 or 3 after a success in round 1. Nasruddin Imavov, if not for a mistake, keeps this fight upright. And to be honest with you, he could be the better wrestler between the two of them. Now, pure jiu-jitsu skill, Caio Borralho is quite talented. When it's on the mat, he's slick. Good transition speed, good positional control, good submission threats. But I feel as though Nasruddin Imavov is simply put too seasoned. Been in the UFC for a very long time now. Vast amount of experience. He grew up in the UFC. He's not even 30 years old. And Nasruddin Imavov started off his UFC career back in 2020. Okay? He was a baby fighting against Jordan Williams, pulling through at 24. Yeah, he's had a couple of L's, 8-2 and 1 no contest in the UFC. 2 losses, 1 to Phil Hawes years ago, and Phil Hawes bent the rules in that fight. And he lost to Sean Strickland. It ended up being a light heavyweight fight. Strickland stepped in short notice, up in weight. He took an L. Imavov has hit a stride now, and he's leveled up substantially since those moments. I think Imavov has shown growth in front of our eyes, and being an incredibly capable striker at the start to turning into just incredibly well-versed MMA skills, and his striking has leveled up. I think his power is nicer too. Knocked out Israel Adesanya last time. That holds a lot of weight here. Fight before that, beat Brendan Allen. Capable Brendan Allen, a surging Brendan Allen. Cannonier knockout was an early stoppage, but ultimately still impressive. And then a Roman Dolidze decision a year and 7 months ago. Kauê has not fought since the Cannonier decision win. And you can say, oh, well, you know, Imavov did it first. Okay. Or you can say, oh, well, Imavov did it first, but Kauê did it too. Excuse me. I'm going to say Imavov did it first. And yeah, it was an early stoppage. He still had Cannonier rocked. And not that Borralho didn't have big striking moments in the fight, but he got hit a good amount by Cannonier. And it's not like Borralho ever took Cannonier down. You could say, oh, well, Kauê wanted to show his striking in the fight. Did he, though? He didn't feel comfortable shooting? Is that a strategy to beat Imavov? Imavov took Cannonier down twice. I think that Nasruddin Imavov is an incredibly well-versed talent at 185 pounds. And with a win over Kyle Borralho, is the top contender. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not the RDR fluffy winner is going to get the shot instead. Who knows? I think it really depends upon the impact of this performance. If Imavov is victorious in violent fashion, it's going to be hard to deny them doing Imavov versus Chimaev, Dagestan versus Chechnya, which I love. But if he goes out and he wins a competitive back and forth decision, then maybe if there's an impressive finish in the RDR fluffy fight, there's a jump in the line. But resume-wise, with a win, Imavov, bar none, is the most impressive contender in the weight class. And I think he's going to be able to beat Kyle Borralho. Borralho's biggest victory is the Cannonier win after he had already lost to Imavov 2 months prior. A win over Paul Craig. Okay, I'm picking against Paul Craig on this card. And sure, he knocked out Paul Craig. It's impressive. He got a KO, but it's Paul Craig. Beat Abus Magomedov by decision. Okay. Well, Abus is good. Submitted Oleg Jacek. Okay. But Oleg Jacek now trains with you and is better now. But to be fair, still impressive. Bakhman Muradov, that's a nothing win. Nasruddin Imavov surging up the ranks, on fire right now. And I think truly is going to cement himself as the top contender. I picked him to beat Adesanya well before that fight was happening. Like when they first announced it, I said the slickness of their hands with the Imavov will showcase. His timing is one of one. He's one of the best strikers, especially middleweight division, but one of the best strikers in the UFC, at least from a technical standpoint. He does have power as well. And I think that Borralho, simply put, biggest flaw of it all, too hittable, and he doesn't have the power to put Imavov away. I don't see it. I think it's going to be a kickboxing fight, and I think Imavov's winning it. Best case scenario for him, Imavov KO. But I do feel decision is probable because I feel like Borralho is going to have a good chin. Then he'll have a couple moments, and he will look to press. He'll try to wrestle a bit, but I think Imavov defends a lot, but he'll have some cage control time. Nasruddin Imavov, judges scorecards or a KO. Official leaning towards decision, but I think KO is definitely likely in this spot. There's Kyle Borralho on the scale, looking like the fucking representation of the fighting nerds right there with the glasses on and all, looks excited and ready to go. Fighting nerds gotten their, true time to shine now. This card right here, main event fighting nerds, Kyle Borralho, co-main event fighting nerds, Mauricio Ruffy. Unfortunately, I only think one of them wins, and I think it's Mauricio Ruffy, not Kyle at the top. And I don't think a fighting nerds talent reaches a title shot just yet. And then we got an intense Imavov, a fucking jacked Imavov. He's put on muscle over the years. He's coming together, man. Nasruddin Imavov surging up the ranks and doing it right. He's had a long UFC road. He's been in the UFC for a long time now. Shh, I love it. Silence. Borralho's doing a lot of talking. Expect this to be on some edits come Sunday after Imavov styles on Kyle Borralho, especially if he gets a knockout. The pick is Imavov. The lock is Imavov. The call is Imavov. I feel the energy from Imavov. He won the battle of the face-off, and I think he even won the battle of the aura. Kyle Borralho, I feel like is going to be a staple of, the top 7 for a bit. But Imavov younger, I think more developed, and I think a problem stylistically. I'm going with Imavov, and he's an underdog. Plus 115 for the Savage Dog Lock for UFC Paris. Couldn't have been better. I don't think these odds are right. I don't get why it's this. I think minus 135 would be an undershot. I think it should have been minus 150 to minus 200 for Imavov against Borralho. I do not agree with these flip lines. Doesn't make sense. Give me the underdog all day, and that's why I'm locking them. Just play the money line. Fuck anything else. But, if you have to touch something else, maybe you're one of the Savage D-Gens where you just can't get enough. You're like, listen, AJ, I need something. Okay, let's see what I can do. Imavov decision plus 225. Imavov KO plus 425. Capable of the KO, but I do respect Borralho's chin. He got that big block head, man. He might take a real good shot. I like the money line. I like plus 115. Imavov most significant strikes plus 100. I say yes. Most takedowns plus 160. Maybe, but I'm not crazy about touching that line personally. Over in significant strikes for Imavov, 75.5, minus 115. Possible, but if he gets a finish, less likely. Spread on Imavov, minus 210 to make it competitive, absolutely, but I think he wins. Nasruddin Imavov, underdog. The money line is the A side. Get that plus 115. It's savage dog lock time, and it's the main event of UFC Paris. It couldn't be better. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I got Imavov to pull through. Those are the predictions for UFC Paris, but we are not done just yet. I just want to discuss some parlays, go over what we talked about, and, look into it. I'm bringing up this screen first so you can see the whole run through, but I am going to go one by one because I got 3 different frames for you guys, just so, you can see it a little more clearly. You know what I'm saying? The ones at the top look a little small. So how do I feel about my safer plays? I think quite live on the safer stuff. I feel like, Ruffy and Bukauskas plus 101 makes a ton of sense. Now, if you wanted an alternate to Ruffy and Bukauskas, maybe you're like, listen, man, I want to stay away from Ruffy. You're a BSD's witness. Well, okay. I think if you want Bukauskas and somebody like Kauê Fernandes, that could be good. I think Kauê Fernandes could be a guy that you parlay up. So I'll mention a parlay with Kauê right now. I think Kauê Fernandes and Modestas Bukauskas could be an idea for some of the folks that just want to break into plus money but are looking for alternate picks aside from the big fights. Plus 101 for that. Now, if you are feeling Mauricio Ruffy, you'd have plus 226. And if you also had Imavov, you got plus 601. So I'll add a little D-Gen love to it. Drop a W sneaky in the comments if you're listening and you're not screenshotting and bailing. Because Bukauskas, Fernandes, Mauricio Ruffy, and Imavov is plus 600. That's a great parlay. But I like what I'm looking at. I feel less confident with Imavov McKee, but it could hit. It should hit. Imavov, Ruffy, Gomis. Could be Imavov, Ruffy, Fernandes. If you want to keep it Brazilian, and you're like, I don't know about Bukauskas in there. I don't know about Gomis. Imavov, Ruffy, and Fernandes at plus 443 could be pretty badass doggy style type play, and I like the chances of it hitting it from the back. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing the fucking heat. Let me keep going, though. I got more. I'm going to go to the next section, all right? I'm going to go leveling up, all right? So then this is when I brought some D-Gen shit. Looking at it like, okay, I see victories. The worry for me is a low output from Gomis. That is one thing in the back of my mind that I worry, is a low output Gomis could fuck us all. So there is a way to spin things. You see the D-Gen savage but sensible at the bottom to create something that's an alternate of that. Kauê Fernandes, Mauricio Ruffy, Nasruddin Imavov, okay, with Modestas Bukauskas. So you already know that one with the plus 601. With the over in the Sam Hughes fight, right? We'll bring that bad boy in there. Bang, bang, bang. All right, plus 776. And Oumar Sy to pull through. I think he wins. Plus 971. So a little alternate savagery if that's something you want instead. Maybe that's where you feel. Maybe you want to stay away from Bukauskas. Maybe you are not a Bukauskas fan. I don't blame you. Bukauskas can be a bit of a sell, but excuse me, not Bukauskas. Gomis can be a bit of a sell, but I think he wins. But I get it. I get the worry. So a little alternate action there and still some D-Gen savage mode. All right? Just an idea for the folks. Unfortunately, we lose the Pitbull and Keita fight. Thankfully, it's not like I was crazy about those parlays with them, but, it is what it is. Now, I'll bring up a little bit of something that just kind of came to me on the fly while I was getting ready for the show on Wednesday. And I was like, we could play a little something different. Imavov, Ruffy, and Gustafsson plus 525. I like that more than the McKee one. I don't know, man. McKee, he's got that schnoz on him. That schnoz worries me. But Ruffy, Imavov, and Gustafsson, okay, with the side then of Kauê Fernandes could be a way to get some solid plus money. If I could find Kauê Fernandes, I'm having too much fun rambling. Plus 849 could be something to mix into your slate as well. If you don't want to play that McKee one, but you still want that lineup. And then, if you had Bukauskas there, now you got plus 1124. It nearly replaces Imavov, Ruffy, Gustafsson, McKee. Just some ideas for the folks, a little savagery post weigh-in. But these are the guides for you guys, some thoughts I have coming through. Obviously, you don't have to go tail every fucking one of them and play every single one of them. But put your research with mine and then see where things line up. I do like to give you guys some template options for those that are thinking something like, yo, that makes sense. I like that. that side makes sense. I'm calling it, oh, I don't like that one, but I think this one is good. So this is a good guide for the folks looking to throw down on some parlays. Obviously, what I'm really trying to press to you, though, is if you don't like Gomis, you could replace him with the likes of a Kauê Fernandes, or you could replace it with the over in the Gomis fight, etc., etc. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't blindly tail, do your own research, but put your research with mine, and let's win some fucking savagery, all right? I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on too, because you don't want to miss a video or live stream. All right? Content every single day. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the picks. But if you got nothing to say, there's a W in the comments to boost the algorithm for your boy. I'll see you guys for the Fight Companion. 12 p.m. Eastern time. Early start. I'll be here for the full card. Love you all. See you all in the next one. Peace out.